All right, Goa, a big welcome back once again on 105.4 FM Rainbow. And this evening we have in our studios, in case you have just tuned in, we have Nalini Elvino de Sousa. She's a well-known documentary filmmaker, and of course Meireles. She's a well-known musician and conductor. But guess what? They have joined hands to bring about for Goa none other than a story about the great, the legendary Braz Gonsalves. So how did this come about?
Actually, when I came to Goa, I met Nalini, and then I also met Braz. And I was very curious about how this great musician was living in such a simple place in Porvorim, no? So I wanted to know more about him. And then I discovered that he played in the biggest stages in the world, no? And all around the world, he went to Macau and Portugal also. And that he featured in all these magazines and public television, all these things, no? So it got me very curious. I wanted to know more. So I went to Nalini and we kind of came up with this idea together.
So both of you all went and met up with Braz
Yes.
over a cup of coffee.
Yes.
Okay. So how was the experience? How was his response, his reaction, and what did he feel about it?
So first thing Brad said, okay, do I have to play? I said, no, this is a homage for you. You sit and you see your life being there on stage. But then he's so excited about the whole project. And you said that we are going to involve children. Then he asked, no, I won't. Please let me play. I want to play, and I'm going to call my very good friend Louis Banks to come to Goa and we'll both play. So how could he say no?
All right. But for all our listeners who are tuned in right now, especially the younger generation, what can you all tell them about the man himself, Braz Gonsalves?
What I like most about Braj is his humbleness. He's such a simple and humble person. And whenever we met him, he was so open also about his life. Sometimes when you're a big personality and you have played with such famous people, you tend to, boast about yourself. I did this, I did that, I play with this person. He will never say
very
such
modest.
things. Very, very modest. And we will always talk about others with a lot of respect, no?
Mm-hmm.
Maria, he's one guy who has always had the great Indian moustache.
That's true.
Have you seen his photographs
Yes.
until now?
Sure. Now I know all about his life from the 40s up to today.
Okay, so how was it digging into his photographs, and going down memory lane and looking at those black and white pictures?
It was actually an amazing experience, First time I'm doing something like this, and you just feel so connected. Now I'm so connected to Braj. Every time I see him, I just feel like giving him a big hug. But going through those pictures was like almost I was there with them, because Braj kept telling us stories. Every time he saw a new picture, he remembered something. Oh, this day was when this happened, and he was telling us all these stories, and it's amazing.
Do both of you have a common factor somewhere where you like to go down memory lane, look at the past, and keep the past for the future?
For me, this is important. I did that also with the Kino Bragança. I think it was a little bit of that, right?
Yeah.
Is to bring that, because it's important that, we can learn a lot from the past.
Yeah.
And I think we can also learn a lot from Braj as a person.
Yes.
And as a musician.
Yes, and I think with jazz music, because nowadays the children, the kids, the younger ones, they are not so aware about this genre of music,
Yeah.
right? So also we felt that we should revive this jazz thing.
Yeah.
It's very important for them also.
Also because I feel jazz is one genre of music that you can actually put a lot of yourself in it. If you think well, there's a lot of scope for imagination to improvise, no?
Yes.
So each children, and that is what we are doing with our children, is to say, see, jazz is not that you have these scores and you have to memorize it. You can put yourself in it also. You can put a little bit of you in these songs.
Yes.
And that is what we want to also teach, that jazz is such an open genre of music.
All right. Since we are touching on the jazz bit of life, which song could you all choose and dedicate to our listeners? Any jazz track, one of your favorites?
Any jazz track? One of my favorites, and actually one of Braj's favorites, is "There Will Never Be Another You." Was made famous by Chet Baker and all
Yes,
these other
yes.
famous jazz musicians.
It's been covered by so many people.
Yeah.
So fantastic, and it's quite apt talking about Braz Gonsalves.